Yo, what is up, everybody? So let's go back again. Another short story from the collection titled Wicked Whims, written by various authors. Remember to use the links in the description below. Show love to them, like, comment, and subscribe. Story 5, Escaping Neverland, written by Angel E. Wright. You can't be serious, Jared. That's the lamest excuse I've ever heard for a breakup. I glare at him from across the table, trying as hard as I can to keep the rage, humiliation, and embarrassment in my voice to a minimum. But from the looks and the whispers of the other patrons at the restaurant, I'm not doing a very good job. Baby, please, don't make a scene. Yanking it back, I press both hands on the table and lean in. You break up with me on my 25th birthday at a dinner you planned, and you have the nerve to beg me to not make a scene? Are you actually insane, Jared? Before he can respond, the waitress approaches the table. Excuse me, is there a problem here? Oh, no problem here. Just my asshole ex-boyfriend giving me a present I'll never forget. Jared lowers his head in shame as the waitress gives him a once-over. But don't worry, like any good birthday girl, I'll make sure he gets his goodie bag. I grab my glass of red wine and throw it at him, laughing inwardly as the crimson liquid drips down his face and stains his crisp white shirt. Go to hell, Jared. Without a second glance look back, I march out of that restaurant, my favorite restaurant, with my head held high, though I feel like I'm dying inside. The lack of commotion behind me lets me know that Jared couldn't care less about my feelings and is most certainly not running out after me. The tears start to fall the moment the cool air caresses my face. How could he do this to me? Been together for 3 years and he just ended it like it meant absolutely nothing to him. Hugging my chest tight, I walk away from the restaurant, keeping my tear-filled eyes peeled for the next cab to take me home. With each step, memories of my time with Jared flit across my mind like some sick, twisted, interpretive dance. Our first date, first time we said we loved each other, meeting the parents, our first time making love. Each memory now tainted with the cautiously and callously tossed me to the side for no good reason. I have no idea how long I've been walking for. When I finally look around, I'm blocks and blocks away from the restaurant in a part of town I haven't been in. It looks like part of a business district. Numerous skyscrapers with modern architecture, complete with its concrete jungle. The sun has gone down, the wind has picked up, and I realized I'm now shivering from the cold rather than shaking with anger. My eyes are drawn to a small lounge across the street, and I hurry over to it, hoping for some respite from the cold and a phone to call a cab. Hi, welcome to Tim and Hook's Lounge. What are you having? Gin and tonic, please. As the bartender goes off to prepare my drink, the weight of my breakup hits me again, and I let the tears flow. This totally blindsided me. I thought Jared and I were on the same page about our relationship. I never expected him to break up with me for something so stupid. Well, it's not often I have a pretty girl in my lounge crying over a gin and tonic. Not to your liking? Turning my face to the stranger who dares to interrupt my wallowing. My breath hitches in my throat. Before me is the most beautiful man I have ever seen. He's not particularly tall, about average height, but his eyes sparkle with a playful and mischievous glint. His lips curve into a cocky grin as he watches me stare at him, no shame. Shall I get you a different drink? I beg your pardon? Your drink. You seem displeased with it. Oh no, it's not that. I've had a rough night. Anything I can do to help? Not unless you discovered a way to stop yourself from aging. I laugh hard, a sardonic type of laugh, as I raise the tumbler to my lips again and shoot it back in one swallow. His eyes widen before returning to their playful glint. I might, but normally I save that secret until after I take someone out for dinner. Thanks, but no thanks. My birthday, I just got dumped, and the last thing I want to do is go to dinner with some random handsome guy. Well, the fact that you called me handsome makes your rejection hurt a lot less. My cheeks burn hot as I realize that my mouth has run off all on its own. I need to salvage this situation, and I need to salvage it now. Is there any chance I can use your phone to call a cab? I forgot to charge mine last night and it's dead. I can do you one better. I can offer you my limo. I can guarantee you'll be more comfortable in that. It's even equipped with gin and tonic. Oh no, I couldn't impose. My dear, it is not as imposition, if I'm the one that offers. What do you say? Well, if you insist, I do. The handsome stranger nods at the bartender before guiding us through the bar. Even though I know this is crazy and reckless, I can't help but feel safe with him. Outside the bar, a limo is waiting, complete with a driver holding the door open for us. I give him my address before stepping into the limo. Its owner comes in behind me and takes a seat adjacent to mine, smiling at me with his devastatingly gorgeous lips. You like another drink? No thanks, I probably shouldn't. Shouldn't and shouldn't are such responsible words. I'm more of a do what you want when you want kind of guy. He reaches into the fridge, pulls out a flask, pouring its amber-colored contents into a waiting glass. I used to be like that. But then I grew up and realized that actions have consequences. You see, that's why I've always admired children. They just live without any cares or worries in the world, letting their imaginations run wild, creating worlds that they can be the boss of themselves, kings and queens in their carefree existence. Wow, you sound like my ex. He basically told me I'm too old for him now, that I've turned 25. Broke up with me because I'm apparently too mature and responsible for his liking. Please, don't compare me to your ex. Only an idiot would break up with someone as beautiful as you. I'm no idiot. Once again, my face heats, and I know my cheeks are a fire engine. Something about this man intrigues me. I wouldn't quite grow so far as to say attraction, but I want to get to know him more. The limo slows to a stop. Look outside and see my apartment building. Thank you so much for the ride. Don't mention it. I would, however, like to ask you to dinner tomorrow night. You do me the honor? Feeling a bit more empowered from his obvious interest in me, I answer, I don't tend to go out to dinner with people whose names I don't know. Peter. My name is Peter. An ominous chill shoots up my spine when our hands connect. But I ignore it, chalking it up to feeling like I'm being unfaithful to Jared, which I know isn't true because Jared and I are no longer a thing. Then the answer is yes, Peter. I would love to go to dinner with you. Oh, and my name is Wendy. I'll see you tomorrow, darling Wendy. I must admit, dinner with Peter has been a lot nicer than I expected. Conversation flowed the entire evening, with none of us running out of things to say. Peter is as charismatic as he is handsome, and he told me story after story about his different adventures. Peter, how do you have all these experiences at your age? I'd have to live 4 lifetimes to even come close. Well, I've always been one to live life to the fullest. Waste not, want not. And I truly don't waste a single moment because I don't ever have to live in regret of not doing something I wanted to do. I wish I could live like that. Not having a care in the world, sleeping in whenever I want, playing whenever I want, doing whatever I want. Being young and free? Yeah, something like that. What if I told you I could give you that? Even if just for the weekend. I'd say sign me up. Alright, meet me tomorrow morning at this address. I take it out and read over the address. An airport? You gonna let me fly a plane? Not quite, Wendy, darling. I want to fly you to my private island. I go there to unwind when I'm feeling stressed or weighed down by responsibility. You can be as young and free as you want for the entire weekend. No rules, no regulations, no restrictions. This guy for real? We just met. Turning the piece of paper in my hand, I mull over my answer. I'd be crazy to accept this offer. I mean, I just met the guy. There's a feeling inside me, making it hard to resist. I look into his warm brown eyes and take in his charming smile. And I know I have my answer. All right, I'm in. The next morning, I find myself sitting beside Peter in the cockpit in his private plane. I had no idea he would be flying this thing himself. It's not terribly large, but it's quite luxurious. Something I'm finding goes hand in hand with him. I spend most of the flight looking out at the clouds and the blue-green ocean below. I've never been on a plane before, and I'm feeling like a kid in a candy shop. My excitement seems to fuel Peter. I notice he keeps looking at me with a big smile on his face, insinuating his youthful features. We'll be there soon, my darling Wendy. If you think this is exciting, just wait until you see the island. The plane touches down on Peter's private island a few hours later in the field of a large, extravagant compound in the middle of the island. Around us are large palm trees meeting at their crowns to form a magnificent canopy and provide a level of privacy and protection. Well, this is my private island, but you should know that there are others who inhabit it. Peter takes my hand and leads me towards his mansion, which resembles a ginormous treehouse. Lowering his voice, he says, "It is the utmost importance you stay within the compound at all times. The other inhabitants aren't known to treat trespassers with kindness." Who are they? Well, I've been told they descend from a group of castaway pirates from years past. They're ruthless, brutal, and kill everything in their sight. I just refer to them as the lost souls. An unseasonably cold breeze moves across the back of my neck, sending shivers down my spine. Peter, I thought you said you came here to relax. Avoiding murderous pirates descendants hardly seems relaxing. He breaks into a hearty laugh as he unlocks the front door. We have an agreement. I don't bother them, and they don't bother me. Don't worry, Wendy, darling. I won't let anything happen to you. Even though I don't feel particularly encouraged by his words, I give him a small smile and nod. Good. Now, let's show you around. Peter wasn't joking when he said this place was designed for relieving stress. It was basically a grown-up amusement park with touches of nostalgia intertwined. The main floor was basically a giant arcade, with all the beloved popular games from our childhood spread around the room. The basement area has a bowling alley, tennis court, archery range, indoor water park, complete 5 different water slides. The second floor consists of a few entertainment rooms with large theater-style screens and seating, table games like pool, air hockey, foosball, and ping pong. And finally, the third floor holds his master bedroom as well as 4 other guest rooms, each with their own sauna, hot tub, and rainforest shower. Welcome to my home away from home. Wow, this is bringing back all my childhood memories. Perfect. Exactly what I wanted. The same ominous feeling from a few days ago creeps up in my neck, but I push it away. I'm going to enjoy myself this weekend, even if it kills me. Alright, what should we do first? Whatever your little heart wants, my darling. Anything and everything is on the table. There are no rules here. No bedtimes, no curfews, no moderation. You want it, you do it. And that's exactly what we did. All day long we went from room to room, playing games, joking, laughing, eating junk food, and reliving our childhoods. It was the most fun I've had in years. We end the night relaxing in Peter's oversized hot tub. He's been the perfect gentleman all day, content to play games rather than trying to jump at me at every turn. Aside from the light kisses on my cheeks or temples, they haven't really been physical. I kinda like that. Well, Wendy darling, there's some work I must attend to. You have your choice of guest rooms, and I'll see you in the morning. Good night, sweet girl. Tomorrow will be a new day. Good night, Peter. A sudden gust of wind flings my window open, shattering the glass in the process and breaking my peaceful sleep. What the hell? Putting on my slippers, I stumble over to the window to inspect the damage. I bend down to start picking up my glass when out of the corner of my eye, I see a shadowy figure rush past me. Before I can scream, another one is behind me, covering my mouth. Look, you wanna live? Don't make a sound. A putrid smell surrounds me, making me gag, as their gnarled hand holds steady over my lips. Picking up a piece of glass, I slice it across my captor's hand, but somehow manage to cut my lips. Nice try, but your human weapons won't work on us. Swinging my hand around, I try once again to stab at the intruders, but all I'm met with is air, even though its hold on me is still strong. Feeling helpless, I try to scream for Peter. The next thing I know, there's a loud crack, and my head is in excruciating pain. And then, everything goes black. Are you crazy? I told you not to bring her here. Well, I couldn't leave her there knowing what he was planning to do. Hushed, angry tones flood my ears as my surroundings slowly come into focus. My head is pounding, and I quickly realized I'm tied to a tree. But now he'll come for us. You lived in peace for so long. Look, you and I both know it was only a matter of time before he'd come back. His power is weakening. In front of me hovers 6 grotesque figures, their bodies in varying stages of decay, huddled in a circle. The one I can clearly see has a face with a translucent layer of skin, marred by holes with eyes sunken in, and a gaping cavity where its nose should be. The lost souls. Thought Peter was making this all up. I shut my eyes as one looks over my way. They hush the rest of the group, and I can sense their presence getting closer. The air grows colder, and that rancid smell from my bedroom gets stronger. It takes everything within me not to puke when they blow their death-filled breath directly in my face. "What are you doing?" one of the others asks. "Well, I thought she was coming too." I guess not." As it glides back to the others, I release my held breath and draw my attention to the vines securing me in place. If I could just find the way to get my hands free, I can bolt out of here like a bat out of hell. We have to get rid of her, and fast. Ignoring the monster's plot to kill me, I start working on the vines, trying my best not to alert them to my plans. For once, my acrylic nails serve a greater purpose than just aesthetic, and I'm able to cut through the vine. As their discussion gets more heated, I break my arms free and run as though my life depends on it. Which, I guess it does. She's getting away! Go after her! No matter how fast I run, my legs are no match for their flying abilities. Next thing I know, I'm face down on the ground and about to be dragged back wherever the hair hole is. I punch and kick all my might, but these beings seem to be invisible while also material. Please, we don't want to hurt you. That's bullshit. I know who you are. You're the Lost Souls. I won't let you kill me. I see our dear Peter has warned you about this. But believe me, we are acting in our benefit. It's Peter you should be worried about. One of the Lost Souls grabs my feet, starts pulling on me. Pain sears through my back as rocks and sticks paint a gruesome picture of my kidnapping. I've been hit, a different one yells, as a ball of fire drops from the sky. Opening my eyes, I see fire raining down on us, causing the lost ones to shriek and run away. Wasting no time, I jump up and run in the opposite direction, trying to find my way through this maze of a jungle back to Peter's mansion. After running for what seems like hours, I trip on an exposed root and fall into a dense thicket. As I stand back up, I scream at the sight before me. What is this place? Peter steps out from the shadows, placing his hands on my shoulders and gripping them tightly as he answers me. Why, this, Wendy, my darling, is Neverland, a place where you'll never grow old. I want to go home, Peter. Take me back home. I'm afraid I can't do that. There's no escaping Neverland. What are you talking about? This is my island. Everything here is designed for my purpose, my pleasure, my existence. You see, Wendy, my darling, I am but a boy who just doesn't want to grow up. But my existence comes with a price, and today, that price is you. Peter has backed me against a tree, tracing his thumb along my bottom lip. I hate that his touch paralyzes me, and as the only thing I want to do right now, run as far away from him as I can. You're crazy, Peter. Perhaps, but I'd rather be young and crazy than old and useless. Wouldn't you agree, darling? I muster all the disgust I can find in hopes to break the spell he has over me, but all I can do is push him away. Go to hell, Peter. Wrong answer, Wendy. I regained consciousness for the second time in the span of 24 hours, gagged and lying strapped to a table with a giant stone dome. The only light comes from a fire raging in the middle of the structure. Peter standing next to another table covered with an assortment of surgical instruments, singing a tune as he inspects his tools. The throbbing in my head is so intense, it takes all my concentration not to pass out. After 100 years, another 100 years, I'm getting another 100. He picks up a flask and pours it into a crucible, stirring the contents or placing it over the fire. As he turns and goes back to his table, he spots me and grins. "Oh good, you're awake. Did you have a nice sleep, my darling?" Unable to speak, I narrow my eyes at him. "Ah, don't worry, my dear Wendy. It'll all be over soon. You know, when I saw you at my lounge, your youthfulness and beauty aroused me. And I just knew I had to have you. And then, when you told me your idiot boyfriend called you old, and you wish you could stay young forever, that's when I knew you were the one. You see, Neverland is a place, a magical place, where you can remain young forever. Don't you see, my darling Wendy? I can make your wish come true." The room spins as the poison rapidly makes its way through my bloodstream. Content with my bound condition, Peter removes the gag from my mouth. "What are you doing to me, Peter?" An evil, maniacal grin falls in his face as he leans over me. "This is an ancient ritual designed to preserve youth. You wouldn't believe it, but I'm actually 647 years old. When I was but a young man, an old witch promised me an elixir that would let me live forever if I could bring her to this magical island called Neverland. Little did I know, she wanted to do to me what I will be doing to you. Stealing my youth, make herself young again. However, I caught on to her plan before she can do anything, and I turned the tables on her, allowing her to live out the rest of her life. She told me how I could stay young. The rest, as you say, is history." Peter pushes himself off my table and goes back to the fire, picking up the crucible with wrought iron tongs and carrying it back to the table. He starts singing his stupid song again while I desperately think of ways to escape before the poison takes full effect. I think it's cute. You think you can still escape. What? Once I give you this elixir, your soul will start separating from your body, and I'll be able to drain your life force from you, leaving you wandering around Neverland for all eternity, just like the lost souls. People who, like yourself, dream of remaining young for one reason or another. People who, like you, soon will sacrifice themselves for my benefit. You're a sick and disgusting fuck of a man. That may be, but I am young, sick, and disgusting fuck of a man. It's okay, Wendy, my darling. It would only hurt for a little while. I whip my head to the other side, but Peter grabs my jaw, holding it open and me still while he starts pouring the warm liquid in my mouth. No, 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 no. A burning sensation ignites at my brain and slowly works its way down my throat as the liquid pours in. Suddenly, Peter falls forward with a grunt, dropping the elixir and releasing his hold on me. I quickly spit the remaining contents out of my mouth, hoping it will stop the soul-spitting process. You need to go, Wendy. Gnarled hands work their way over my body, untying the restraints Peter placed on me. Only then do I realize the lost souls have returned and are helping me escape. With Peter occupied, I stumbled off the table and head toward the only exit I see. But neither I nor the lost souls are a match for Peter. He rushes at me, tackling me to the ground. Desperate to get out of his grasp, I kick at his face and scrape and claw at the stone tile. He emits a powerful howl and releases me. I jump up and head to the door, looking back to see one of the lost souls poking him with a hot branding iron, while the rest clobber over him, punching and kicking and screaming. Not waiting another moment, I run out the door and into the woods. I have no idea where I'm going, but I'll worry about that later. The sound of clearing bush rings through the air, and I chance a glance behind me. What I see terrifies me to the core. With inhumane strength, Peter grabs the lost souls off of him, one by one, tossing them to the side like a bunch of wads of paper. Run, Wendy, run! I look behind me to see Peter charging at full force toward me, his eyes black like the darkest night, with spit seeping from the corners of his mouth like a rabid dog. He lunges at me, but I duck, and unable to stop his momentum, crashes into a tree. 3 of the lost souls attack Peter in his weakened state, giving me more time to make my exit. Though exhausted, I will myself to run faster than I've ever ran before when I see the clearing up ahead, with a boat bobbing on the water. A piercing cry rings out from the forest, and I know that if I don't do something soon, Peter will catch up to me again. Shit! An axe comes soaring past my head, landing just beside a boat. Cut the rope! Another lost soul screams, once I reach the boat. Grabbing the axe, I chop the 2 pieces of rope, securing it to the shore, and then push it out and jump in. As I frantically row away, Peter appears through the thicket, his once handsome and youthful body, now aged and decrepit, as the last remnants of light from the full moon fade. You will be back, Wendy. You can't escape Neverland. You will never escape me. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the end of our story.